Welcome to One Tired Teacher, episode 74, The T in STEM. Today we're talking about technology integration and all that it has to do with how you can really engage kids and incorporate technology in a very meaningful way in the classroom. I hope you stick around.
Welcome to One Tired Teacher. And even though she may need a nap, this teacher is ready to wake up and speak her truth about the trials and treasures of teaching. Here she is, wide awake. Wait, she's not asleep right now, is she? She is awake, right? Okay. From Trina Debery Teaching and Learning, your host, Trina Debery.
Hey! So I am so excited today to have a guest on the show, Anita Goodwin. She is unbelievable. She talks all about integrating technology, using green screen and all kinds of really cool stuff. I can't help it. I get all excited about technology, as you know, and she's a second grade teacher, which really excites me because that was what I did for the most years of my 20-something year career in education. So I'm excited to talk about that today. And then we share a little bit about STEMCon 2020. Woo! That is quickly approaching. It is almost here on the 24th and the 25th of April. If you have not registered, you want to do that now. I share the link in the show notes. But if you can't remember to go back to it, it's bit.ly, bit.ly Debery STEMCon 20. bit.ly, and then it's /Debery STEMCon 20. So hopefully you'll find it that way. It's also in the show notes, and I am excited about it because it's going to be amazing. It's just full of sessions on STEM and topics about all around STEM with makerspace and STEM challenges and podcasting in the STEM classroom, green screen, and just some amazing things. You're going to love it. And we have some unbelievable guests appearing and doing some things in the Facebook group. And that is it's just incredible. There's like over 2,000 people registered already, and we have like over $3,000 in prizes. It's just going to be amazing. So I hope that you will join us. So without further ado, let's get on with the show. So I'm so excited today to have Anita Goodwin, who is also a second grade teacher, and she's here, and we're going to be talking all things the T and STEM, the technology and STEM, and a little bit about making and maker spaces. So I'm so excited to have you, Anita. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I am
This is my second podcast I've actually done. I've never done them a lot, so I'm excited.
Wow. Yeah. It's so fun. That's one of the things that I love. And especially right now with this crazy time in the world, I still feel like I'm able to connect with teachers and still in that way. So it's been like a special thing for me that I've been doing it for over a year, but this is I'm so glad I have it. Yeah. And I've met some great people.
I love listening to podcasts too. They're always fun to pick up and listen to.
That's good. Yeah, me too. I listen to them all the time. I feel like I've got a massive list of podcasts, and even in the craziest places I listen, but it gets me through a long shower. So
good time filler.
Yes, it is. Okay. So first of all, introduce yourself and a little bit about your teaching experience.
Okay. I have been teaching 24 years now. I always try to think how much it is. And I have been mostly in second grade since my daughter was in second grade she's 23 now, so that many years in second. But before that, I did Title I, and I had small groups of first, second, and third graders, and I did reading and math with them. And then I did first grade for a couple years, and then I went into reading recovery for 3 years, and then now I've been back in second grade.
Yeah, so. That's exciting. I think we're we're similar because, I didn't do reading recovery, although I think that I love that. We had reading recovery at my school. I started at a school that was borderline Title I. It was just under the line of qualifying. So you had all the things that you have with Title I, but none of the financing. So that part, that was difficult, and I started in first and I went to second grade, and like my daughter is 20. She just turned 20. Your daughter's 23. I started in like 1997. So it's just
the
funny.
same time.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's crazy. But I love second grade. Like second grade, I was in first grade and I looped with my kids a couple of times, but then we were moving to a school. I worked for the same principal for 20 years. And
Wow.
now he got promoted and he's the director of elementary ed, and I changed schools because I couldn't be there without him. But we opened a school together. Like I was on his leadership team and we opened it, and it was just an unbelievable experience. But I was a first grade teacher then, and I was pregnant, and he was like, I'm going to put you in second grade because I'm really worried about these first graders, coming, having a long-term sub for half the year. And then you'll be, because of course I was due in August. And I was like, and I never went back to first grade. Like went to second grade and I
Yeah.
never returned. I stayed in second grade and I love second grade.
It's my favorite age too. I did a lot of things in college, and then did my student teaching in second, and I really like it.
Yeah, it's just a fun. And even when I was in the media center for a year, like when those second graders would come in, I'm like, those are my people. I'm like, I know you. So I've
Still love
actually gotten
school
really,
for sure.
it definitely. I definitely have gotten like, I've fallen in love with the fifth graders. And even in the job that I'm in now, which I'm like, I never thought that would happen, but they get you like on a totally different level. So I'm like, wow. Yeah.
That is kind of neat because I did a STEM camp, after school camp with a fifth grade teacher, and we had a group of fifth
Cool.
graders, and it was really fun to work with them this last year. We did that before all this virus stuff happened, but it was pretty neat to do that.
That's really cool. Actually, I want to know a little bit about that because that sounds so fun. Like, okay, so you did a STEM camp. What did that look like?
Yeah, we kind of went through the process of design, and where and we have these kits, they're innovator kits. I can't exactly remember the name of them, but in the kits, there's a lot of the steps, but we showed them a little video, read them a little book to start out. And we did it for 6 weeks after school for an hour, and we'd feed them a little snack, and then we read them the book and got them, showed them the little video, got them involved in what we were going to do for that week. And they started out with an invention, and they had to invent with the kit and decide what they were going to invent. Of course, the pieces in the kit are little like straws and paper and things, but they could, envision what that would be like in real life.
Yes.
And then at the end, they kind of had to do like Shark Tank. They got on there and promoted their product that they made. Cool. It was so fun. We actually used green screen with that for them to promote.
That's so awesome. Oh, that's what we're going to talk about today. So I want to, because I first of all, like love technology. I get so excited about it. I feel like I get really geeked out about it because I think it's such an incredible way to engage kids, and it's their generation. And so it's just exciting to me. And I did a little bit of stuff with green screen when I had my second grade classroom after I got my master's degree in technology and education technology and media design. And I thought it was so fun, but I did not do the things that it looks like you're doing, because you have a store on TPT. So I'm going to link to that in the show notes. And it's Anita Goodwin. That's correct?
Yes, that's just my name. Mm-hmm.
Just your name. And I saw that you had all this cool green screen stuff and these iPad lessons. And I was like, oh, I want to talk about that. So talk a little bit about things that you're doing with green screen and what is it? Because some people don't know what it is and things like that.
Okay. Green screen is just a background of green that you put behind yourself. And then you can put anything in that background. It can be a video or it can be a picture. And then you can film in front of it with some kind of action, or you can just put yourself as in a picture in front of a picture. So that's basically what green screen is. Kind of like the news uses, where they stand in front to do the weather and things. But my motto for technology is kind of like create with it. I love to do creative things, and I have Goodwinovate is kind of with my name because I like to try to do innovative things maybe that are different. And so we do a lot of different creative projects with green screen. And I did write a grant years ago with our Adams County Foundation, and they gave me an app for every one of this kids' iPads in my class. So you don't necessarily need one for every iPad, but it's nice that they have that, and then they can finish their projects on there. So we do just a lot of filming right on our camera roll with the green screen in the background, and then we add it to different things, whatever we're going to make.
That is really cool. So there you have an app, because I did it in iMovie, but this was like in 2011, because that's when I graduated. And
Yes.
I wrote a grant too and got iPads for every kid in my class. But I did it. I didn't need it. I didn't need to do, like, I used iMovie, but that's not really letting them do it. In this case,
Right.
you're letting them create with. I had them doing the things, and like they would stand in front of the
Yeah.
greens, like we had a green wall, and I didn't even have to paint it. Like I used just like butcher paper. I mean, you could see
Yeah.
that
That
little
was,
line, but it was
yeah.
still, it wasn't enough to be like, I'm going to worry about this. So it ended up working out fine, but I love that they are totally the ones that are behind like the technology part of it. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and I love that they have that on their iPads because they can do kind of partner projects a lot
Hmm.
too, where one films the other one, like they just trade each other's iPads. They film on their own and film each other on which would be their iPad, and then they can have that to do their project. So,
That's really cool. Like what kinds of projects would you suggest? Like what do
well,
you
we've done with all subject areas. We've
Mhm.
done where we've made little puppets, and we had the pilgrim background, like from the olden days. We made little pilgrim puppets with paper bags.
Uh-huh.
We've done science where they do a demonstration or some kind of an experiment, and they have that in the background where they're telling about it in the front, or like, demonstrating a push or pull in the
That's
background.
cool.
And then sometimes we've even airdropped those and put them together as a class movie. We've
That's really
actually
cool.
done real cool projects where we had they opened a book and they like went into the book, and the
Mhm.
kids actually helped me write the story. So we all kind of came up with a class story together, and we sat down and brainstormed the ideas, and we wrote out the script, and then they acted it out, and then we put it
So
together,
cool.
and then they even read over it, voiceover in iMovie. That was really fun. So we've
That is
just
so
done
fun.
lots of really fun stuff with green screen.
Yeah, I love that. That is so cool. I'm sure your students are like on fire. I'm sure
Yes,
they're excited. Does
they really
everybody in your school do that, or is that just something that you
No, I've tried to inspire more people. My fifth grade friend that I do the STEM camp with,
Mhm.
she does a lot in her room too. And actually, to first start out, and she got more of the fifth graders on board, the fifth grade
Mhm.
teachers. We went down and taught her fifth graders how to do it. The
That's
second grade
cool.
kids did, and they loved that. That was one year, a few years ago. And then she ended up writing a grant to get some for her class. And they don't have one for every student, but they have enough that the fifth graders can share, which is
Uh-huh.
pretty neat. So they
Yeah.
can do some projects now too. And they've done biographies where they research someone and have that in the background and talk about it. They've done some pretty cool projects with theirs too now that they have it.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I love that. Mine did, like, especially when we were doing that, illustrations make meaning in text. Like they would do some kind of really cool illustration that would help the reader better understand the story, and then they would talk in front of it. I loved that. I thought that was so fun. And we did some things with science too. I don't know, I just think it's incredible. So what about now? Like, is there anything that you can do from a distance, or
I've been
your
trying
hands
to
are kind of
brainstorm, and
tied?
I almost thought about, I know, I wanted to ask, message them, like message their parents and see if they do have something green at home that they can use. Because we did send home the iPad. So I was kind
Did
of
you?
thinking it would be fun. Yeah. And they could, like, Legos is a big one. We use the mini figures for different projects too. And they wouldn't need a very big green screen for that. They could do
Uh-huh.
some like fun mini green screen projects with their maybe stuffed animals or different things they had at home. So I thought about trying that, but
I think that's a great
it's
idea.
only our second week. So
No,
we
yeah.
have had paper packets we sent home at first, and then we let them come pick up the iPad. So, and we're doing 3 days a week. So they have only had maybe and then we had Good Friday off. So yeah, I guess this is our third week, but we haven't had that many days. So I was kind of letting them get used to it before I
Yes.
put that into it.
Until you're like, okay, we're going to do technology right now.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way of approaching it, because my school district was like every day, and you need to make sure you're working your full 7.5 hours a day, and the kids need to be working for 5 hours a day. And I'm like, whoa, like
Yeah.
the
That's a lot.
parents of kids that have multiple kids, what are they going to have
Yeah.
15 hours on on the screen? And I mean,
Right.
and the parents like massively pushed back, understandably freaking out. And so my
Right.
district came out and they were like, okay, we really meant to say 3.5 hours. So I was like,
Much better.
I don't know. I mean, it's still like, but once you have told teachers that there's going to be accountability and you got to, it
Yeah.
kind of throws you all off. But I think as we kind of calm down, I think it would be really, especially for teachers like you, where you've been integrating technology in this very meaningful way to enhance a lesson, like to continue to be able to do that from a distance would be really
Yeah.
cool. Because they could use like a construction paper. Like they could use green
Right. That's
construction
what I was
paper.
thinking. I almost thought about mailing them each a piece.
Yes,
So
like that.
that's an
Yeah, that.
option. I have that in the back of my mind here. I'm going to check to see what they have first. I'll have them kind of show me maybe. We use Seesaw to submit projects and different things they're doing for their e-learning for part of it. So I thought about having them take a picture of what they've got just so I can kind of see.
Yeah.
And then I did do an optional STEM activity with toilet paper rolls and showed them some different ideas. And I've had some pretty cute ones come in with that so far.
That's cute.
So
That's cool. No, I love that. So you're still doing STEM from a distance, because I mean,
yeah,
that's
I've
like,
been trying to do a little
yeah.
bit. Yes.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about that. So like, because I know you said in the beginning about like you're starting to dabble in makerspace and making, but like how much into like STEM are you?
Well, we have a whole makerspace that I started in my room this year, an actual, I guess, a designated area. Before,
Yeah.
I have had green screen stuff, and I
Uh-huh.
have a cart, like one of those tiered carts, and I have all my green screen stuff on that. And last year, some teacher it's actually the Head Start is in our building, and they were getting rid of this piece of really cool little pegboard.
Uh-huh.
And
That's cool.
it kind of needed some fixing up a little bit. So I took it home and painted it this summer and added some stuff to it and put that for my makerspace area. And then I thought, I have these bins from years ago and this tiered cart that I had, where you put your toys in, like the there's like 3 shelves on each shelf. There's 3 little shelves.
Uh-huh.
Dug that back out of my attic, painted that up. And so then I started collecting some stuff from the Target dollar spot. And then parents asked this year for Christmas what would be good. They got those little plus blocks for my class.
Cool.
Highlights magazine was giving away the Kiva planks a couple times when you did those little things. So I did that a couple times and got some Kiva planks.
Uh-huh.
And then we do get some money from our PTO. So I did buy a Dash robot I put a little of my money with it too.
Cool.
So we did some robotics a little bit this year with Dash. And then mostly the makerspace has been fun in the mornings.
Uh-huh.
And I've been having the kids come in and one group, like I have my class and table groups. I let one group in the morning, they can each, in that table group, there's like 5 kids at the most, and they could pick a partner if they wanted, and they could do some of our STEM things we have, like the bins.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
I have some like a magnetic one from Lakeshore where it does the gears, kind of like a marble maze. They'd make their own mazes and just kind of let them dabble and play, because I feel like that is a big part of them getting to learn and things.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love that. So do you, I was going to ask you how you organize or like how you like procedure wise, like what does Makerspace look like? So it's one of the things that do you have like a soft start opening of the day?
Yeah. We kind of they come in like a little bit at a time and trickle in. Some go to breakfast, and so they can they have like baggy books to change. And then I found that trying to give them morning work is really hard because they don't always have time to get it done, because of the trickle in. So as some of them are getting in here, I usually do Legos a lot, and they have like little container that it's at their groups, and we do lots of different things with Legos. They make projects where they have like their vocabulary for the week. They make something with their Legos that represents that, and then they'll put that into a digital project with Pic Collage. So some of them will be working on that, and then the other ones will do bins. And we kind of started that out later in the year as they got used to it. We did some like tower challenges with some of our STEM bins and some different things before we actually had them do the morning work with that. But I think it would work out next year to do it sooner than I did.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I never, like, that whole idea never came to me when I was in the classroom, because I've been out of the classroom for, I don't know, it's been a little bit of time, and at least several years. And it was after that I'm like, oh my goodness, like when I was in the media center, I'm like, I totally would do this in a classroom. Like if I had my classroom back, I'm like, I would want to do like this soft start, this soft opener. And literally like
25 kids from the past, however many years, came flooding to my mind of how that would have helped them so much, and not have like immediately come in and that you get your backpack away, you can get a pencil,
Right.
go to the bathroom, and then go right to your bell work. Like, it would have been like a totally different experience for them. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, I wish I had been able to see for myself. I did get to see for myself in the media center because I did have that as part of my procedure. It was all very like, we practiced the procedure, we had a routine so that they didn't come in like crazy people.
Yes.
But, and that took a while, especially with like all those grade levels in kindergarten. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
and never. I like kindergarten teachers are like in a world of their own because I'm like,
Oh, I
it's
know.
like
I have
herding
respect very
cats.
much. I really
Yeah.
respect them. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, oh
Uh,
my goodness. It just, yeah, it was crazy. But I loved that they had like, that they didn't have like this rigid, whatever way of starting. I think that's really cool. And I
yeah. I
I,
felt like it. Yeah, it
I'm
really
sorry.
relaxes them, I think, when they come in and have something like that, and they look forward to it. Is it my group's day? Is it my group's day?
Yeah.
So
It
that
probably, I
always
was going
kind
to
of
say, it
relax.
probably gets them moving a little bit faster. Like, cause I
Yeah.
think about, cause I think I told you I'm a student sports specialist. And so I deal with like behavior all day long. And there's so many
Yeah.
kids that I'm like, oh my goodness, if the teacher would do this, I don't say that, but I think that to myself, if the teacher did a soft start, this would be a totally different,
Yes,
this would be a different experience for this kid.
definitely.
And because I think about myself, like when I get to work, I get there a little bit earlier than I'm supposed to because I want time to sit down, check my
Right.
email, get myself acclimated. And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, some kids feel like that themselves. Like I hate going
Yeah.
into work and they're like, okay, Trina, let's go. You know, that stresses me out.
Get started right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got a problem we got a fire to put out immediately. And I'm like, oh, I'm not even supposed to be here yet. So,
Oh, I so agree.
so I feel that
And
way is true for kids.
yeah, I did add this year too. Creative QT has these magnetic Lego base plates, and I thought I'm going to get some of those for my desk because my desk has a real nice. We have these huge honking desks,
Mhm.
and they have this nice side that's magnetic, and so I did add that as a section too. They do for spelling words. They put their spelling word practice on there. They can build those with Legos, and they've enjoyed that too. I added that later this year.
I think that's really cool. And I think that's actually really helpful for kids with dyslexia because when you're making words three-dimensional like that, then it's actually helping you be able to remember them like in a better way. So I think that's really cool. And I love Legos. And that's something that I didn't really
So
know. Yeah. I think Legos are so cool. Like my nephew is like a little genius and he was building, like reading those little books, they don't have pictures, but they tell you what to do in order. And he like would make me organize all of his Legos when he was like 2 and 3 years old. And he would flip through those books and it said, this is one for a 7 to 10-year-old, not for him. He was like building it at that time. Just watching the way that he thought about things was so fascinating. And now I do that as like a reward with some of my kids that I see a lot. Because they want to be with me. So I'm like, I have to flip it and like, well, you can come with me if you can do this and this and this in your classroom. Yeah.
Right.
So I had a student that made stuff out of a box. We took a cardboard box and we made a house out of it and we did all kinds of cool stuff with it. And then the Legos, he's so good at Legos. And I'm like, it's amazing to see what their brains, how they think when they're doing things like that.
Right.
I get really excited about that. Yeah. So, okay. So we talked about, is there anything else that you want to share with like a real focus on like the technology part of it?
I don't know. I just really feel a passion about creating with iPads and not just using them. We do have programs at school that are like, yes, they do math and, they practice their math skills. Like we have iExcel and we have iReady for our math, but I just want them to be able to use them, to create things. I feel like, and I don't know, every year I get complimented by the art teacher. I feel it's a compliment. She always says your kids, like when I give them a project in art, she goes, your class never has trouble working. Yeah. She said they always can come up with stuff. And so I feel like that's just because of, I give them these open-ended things. You have to create, try to make it that way. And I feel like kids just naturally do that, but you have to kind of encourage it a little bit because sometimes they're just given everything step by step what to do. But once they get in that mode, it really is cool to see, and the growth from the beginning of the year to the end.
Yeah.
So I cringe when I get my new kids and I'm like, oh, I have to start all over.
Yeah.
Show them
I have to train them. It's okay to fail, that we learn through failure.
Right.
Now, I think that is so cool. And I love that, because it allows kids to like really develop that creativity. And like, what a difference. And you do have some really like some fun stuff in your store. I'm going to link to it, like I said, with the iPad lessons and stuff like that, and the green screen stuff. I think that's really cool. So that makes it easier for teachers to try it, because sometimes it can be intimidating.
Yeah, the green screen, I started doing some readers theaters because that's kind of popular, cool. And the kids really like that. You can either do the full body and just wear the little headbands and have a full body background, or you can just do little puppets and actually act out the script, but they don't realize they're reading because they're practicing, to get their readers theater scripts correct, and they go with some fairy tales and fables, and that's then cool. The kids can do that to practice with their puppets, so that's kind of fun. Yeah. A fun way to integrate green screen that's not too hard.
No, and it's like fluency, which I get sometimes I won't even get off on that subject of how I get frustrated with when we just focus on fluency. But fluency practice in this authentic, like fun way, instead of like we're going to read these certain type of phrases all the time. So no, I love that. Yeah. I think that's really cool. I know I won't say that. So anyway, Anita and I have some exciting information for all of you out there. I'm going to let Anita, I'm going to let you tell it, because it's a very exciting opportunity that's coming up really, really soon. All right, Anita, if you want to tell.
Yes, we have Elementary STEMCom 2020. Woo! And it's coming up at the end of this month. We are so excited. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. It's just turning out to be amazing. We're getting all these cool prizes and some cool things that are going to be happening. That is just so, you don't want to miss it, honestly. No. And we have some really good presentations, and it's just, the price is right. It's not too expensive, and it's a perfect time being at home right now. Yeah. And not a lot to do sometimes, just to learn some things about STEM and how to incorporate that in your classrooms. And I'm so excited.
I am too. And I feel very honored to be presenting with you and with all these other really incredible people. And I think are the sessions, I can't wait to watch them all myself. I need to sit down. Yeah. And you're doing one on green screen, right?
Yes, I have two on green screen, actually. One is about getting started, just like some simple things to get started. And then the other one is how anything can be a green screen. And I give a lot of different, I have actually show a lot of things in there that you can use, just that you don't maybe even think about using for green screen. And then some few other fun things that are kind of different, like doing a green screen reveal. I talk a little bit about that and have a link to how to do that, and different things that are a little different that you wouldn't think of maybe.
Yeah. So if you were listening to this episode and you're thinking, I want to try out green screen, then you can come to STEMCon in 2020 and you can hear some more specifics. And I actually talk about Makerspace, why every classroom needs a Makerspace. And I talk about podcasting, using podcasts in your classroom, in your STEM classroom. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be, and then there's just so many other unbelievable sessions and unbelievable people, and so many great. It's totally the prizes and the people that are going to be there as a surprise that I can't say out loud in the Facebook group is going to be.
I know.
I'm so amazing.
Many secrets we have to keep, but yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
You don't want to miss it.
Nope. So I'll link to it in the show notes, and hopefully you will join us. That starts April 24th and April 25th. That's when it will be running. So, but you can join now, and it's just, so exciting. Well, thank you, Anita, for being here. And if you want to share where my listeners can find you, if they want to search for some things or look for things.
Yeah. If you look for me, I'm totally a lot on Instagram, because that's my place. I love to be, and I do try to share a lot in stories. And if you want to find me there, I'm at Goodwin of 8. And then I'm also on Twitter and Facebook, the same. Well, you can find my links there anyway, but Goodwin of 8 on Twitter or on Facebook. And then on Twitter, I'm at AMS Goodwin. But I'm mostly on. Yes, I
Go
can
ahead.
send you those.
Yeah, and
but
you're mostly on,
I'm
go ahead.
mostly on Instagram. So
Okay.
if you want to find me there, and if you message me, I answer my DMs. So I'm really good about that. And a lot of people do message me about green screen and things. So
That's cool. Yeah, that's exciting. They'll
free
get
to connect with me.
your firsthand experience. So I will link to everything that Anita said so that you can find her and you don't have to like hit the back button every 15 seconds and listen to it over and over again.
Oh, I do have a blog too. I'm not very good about blogging, but I try to be better about that. But I
Yeah.
do have a lot of green screen blogs on there that you can check out. That's
Well, that's cool.
goodwinof8.com. So
All right. So thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to have talked to you and to have spoken to a fellow second grade teacher. Like that's when I get really
I'm so
excited.
well,
All
thanks
right.
so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I will see you at STEMCon 2020.
Okay, awesome.
Hey, so it was so fun to talk to Anita. I love talking about technology and the T and STEM. I think it's really exciting and so powerful. And right now it's really important because we're doing this distance learning and we're using technology and we're trying to find ways to engage kids online through our different learning management systems like Schoology or Google Classroom or something like that. So utilizing other forms of technology can also be really exciting even during this time. So I hope that you enjoyed the show. I know I had a blast doing it, and I want to remind you of STEMCon. It is coming up. It's it's actually tomorrow. By the time this show comes out, it will be tomorrow when STEMCon starts. I don't want you to have FOMO and miss out because it's really going to be amazing. There's 28 sessions, and there's so many surprises and guests and authors and experts in the Facebook group. So we have even more things planned beyond the 28 sessions, which is really, truly unbelievable. And the last time that I checked on the numbers, we were over like 2,300 registered attendees, which is really exciting. And we have over $3,000 worth of prizes. So if you want to join STEMCon, then definitely come into my link at bit.ly/Deborah STEMCon20. And that's bit.ly/Deborah STEMCon20. I'm going to link to it in the show notes. And when you purchase through me, you get a free Makerspace Moments in Literature bundle with 3 really just adorable responses to 3 books. What do I do with a problem? What do I do with an idea? What do I do with a chance? You don't get the books, but you get the close reading activities and then the challenges for creating a solution to the character's problem. Very exciting. I hope to see you there. This one tired teacher is super excited to get learning. Until next time, sweet dreams and sleep tight.